Daddy born poor, Mama was too. Walking through the snow, plastic bags on their shoes. Papa selling houses, sleeping in a car. Four babies in the backseat, underneath the stars. Well, hey, hey, just work a little harder. Hey, hey, punching that clock with work and prayer and a little bit of luck. Make so much money, need a 10-ton truck. Ha, 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 ha.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMann here with Forex Smart Trade. So glad you could join me this Tuesday morning, April 18th, 2023, here at Forex Smart Trade. Our mission is to help you become financially independent. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade using our highly accurate proprietary trading indicators. Indicators have been around almost a quarter of a century. And we have been showing people how to trade for almost 15 years. And we are so confident in how well our indicators and training work that once we've trained you, we let you trade with company funds and split the profit. In this session, I am going to show you one of our many trade strategies. The one I use is something called the 10-point trade. But we will create a specific trade plan around your risk preferences and your time availability in the way that you like to trade. With that, let's just jump right in. We need to first listen to this guy, and then we will get going.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange, futures, and cryptocurrency trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advance written permission.
One of the great things about the program is that we do these live trade sessions. It is a teaching moment. It is also a moment to help you see that the signals work once you've been trained and know how to use them. And it also gives you kind of a free fish once you, for your investment in time, you get a trade that you can take that's usually pretty accurate. Every morning, once you are a member, we do a live trade like this at 10 a.m. Tends to be a scalp trade. Every evening at 10 p.m. tends to be a 10-plus pip trade. And then it is about continuous training. Every Wednesday, we have a advanced members meeting, and then every Saturday morning, back to the basics, where we are continually reviewing the trade strategies and taking questions to help you continue to improve. I work off of a little checklist that helps keep me focused. That checklist starts out by restarting our green charts every day, gets any new updates, and clears out the memory. A review of the previous day trade to see what happened if something didn't go right. And on last night's overnight trade, we got stopped out. So let's go back and take a look at it and see why that happened. We did take a trade on the AUD NZD using the 10-point signal on the 1 hour chart. That trade did close, but on the overnight trade, we got stopped out. So let's go and take a look and see if we can figure out why. one of the nice things about the chart is that it lets you go back to specific spots in time and then take a look at the indicators. So I've got 417, which was yesterday, 1605, which was slightly after 4 o'clock, which is when we took the trade. So let's go back and take a look. This was the signal we were looking at on the day chart, down about halfway through the channel, good steepness. We were down on the 12-hour, the 8-hour starting to turn up, 4 hour is clearly up, 2 hours up, and the 1 hour's up. But these two were enough for me to take an 11 pip trade. So let's go ahead and advance forward and just see what happens if how the signal. So the setup was okay. Probably the only thing I would have liked a little bit better is if this the 8-hour was going down. But in looking at it, we still had weak down pressure, still have weak or down pressure that's starting to turn, down pressure that's starting to turn. So I was okay with it. As we advance forward an hour, and as you advance forward, you can see the time up here. Everything is still good. Starting to turn here on the 1 hour. Okay, so when I saw this, I hedged. And a hedge is kind of an advanced technique, but basically I put in a pending trade that once it hit, say like 11 pips away from the entry, I was going to take a buy. But still, I'm happy with this here. We're still down. We're still down. Jump forward. Okay, we're still good. So that my hedge hadn't kicked in yet. Everybody's still good here. So we're 3 hours into it, or 2 hours into it, 3 hours into it. Everything is still good. Still good. Big jump. Big jump at 10. What's going on at 10? China. A yellow flag on China. And it turns out if we look at what this yellow flag is, China, oops, come on, why isn't it showing it to me? I don't know why it's not showing it to me. I looked at it before, and I'm not sure why it's not showing it to me now, but China greatly exceeded its manufacturing expectations by a lot. You know, they're expecting like 2%, and it was 4.5%. This news, there's a little bit of correlation, I guess, between China and Europe. Not exactly sure why, but there is. This news caused this jump. And then it just, as it continued, it just started to feed upon itself. So here we got, and again, it kept jumping up. So that's what the news caused us to get stopped out, and it was from news from something that generally isn't enough to impact the USD, but this did. So that was the cause of last night's failure. So that's just one of those things that happens. And so let's see what we can do this morning to get back on track. As I said, I hedged, so I'm at about break even or a little above break even so far this morning. But let's see what we can do to get in the positive recommendation. So as we are technical traders, which means we are trading strictly based on the price action. We want to know what the news is so we can trade around it. So let's just go back real quick and see what today's news is. So what we are looking for are red items. Those are the ones that I want to stay away from. And this morning at 8:30, Canada has got a bunch of stuff coming up. And again, at 11, where the Bank of Canada's governor is going to speak. He's going to probably talk about what these numbers mean. So we will stay away from the Canadian dollar this morning. Now, again, sometimes a yellow item can impact things, and it wasn't even in with respect to anything we were trading. So that happens. In terms of the analysis, we're going to do the 10-point trade. The 10-point trade, we are trading it off of a 1-hour chart. You can trade it off of any time chart. The longer the time chart, the longer it's going to take for the move to happen. On a 1-hour chart, usually you can get anywhere from 5 to 35 pips. My sweet spot tends to be 10 to 11 pips, and I am looking for the trade to close within 1 to 3 hours. And on this strategy, basically, I'm trying to get all the lines to line up in a certain direction. When I am able to do that, that's a high probability trade. My strategy is I am looking to get the direction of the move correct. If I can get the direction of the move correct, I can make money. I'm not as focused on the specific entry point. I don't mind giving up a pip or two. I just want to know that I've got the direction correct. So with that, let's go in and take a look. We are going to trade off of the 6 light major, which is one of the standard layout charts. It is a composite chart where it's showing us 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1-hour candle. And I start by taking a look at the middle section of the chart, which is the majors and minors. The red and green line is the major indicator. The black and gray is the minor indicator. This horizontal blue line is the overbought line. I am looking, when the market's overbought, that is a good time to sell. So I am looking for situations where we are either overbought above this line and all the lines are coming down, or the market is below, these lines are below this horizontal red line, which is the oversold line, and the lines are pointing up. When the market's oversold, that's a good time to buy. So right now we have been overbought for 6 hours. Minors are coming down, majors are still going up, so we've got nothing there. Now, can I make a 10 pip trade when we're overbought? Yes, I can. I had you again caught this guy here when the indicator kind of turned up. There's 12 pips there over 2 hours. So, but my strategy is to wait till everybody's up and all of these are coming down. So nothing here. Euro USD overbought, minors coming down, majors are kind of coming down. Technically this is down, and I do have a double cross. Those are the 3 elements I'm basically looking for, where the black line is crossed over the gray and the red line is on top of the green. But I don't like the slope of the line here. This is less than 45 degrees, and we are going from a situation where we are going from more steep to less steep. I want it the other way around. I want less steep to more steep. So I don't like the slope of this line, so I am going to pass. Pound USD overbought, and we don't have agreement between the majors and the minors. Majors are going up still. Minors are going down. When you had these situations where you are overbought for a long period of time, where the line is up here, I really like to wait until the green line is much closer to the blue and really entering the channel, kind of like what you see with the minors here. When we get this big gap, I don't like to trade it. USD Canadian dollar oversold. Minors going up, majors sideways. So I would like something closer to this. But again, we're not going to trade the Canadian dollar because we've got that news coming up. Dollar Swiss franc. When I was in Europe week and a half ago, I got to drive through Switzerland and Zurich, is it? And landscape was magnificent. Swiss Alps, yes. USD, Swiss franc. Again, oversold. Everybody is going up, and we've got the double cross, but the slope is less than 45 degrees. If it's less than 45 degrees, I don't want to take it. And we're going from more steep to less steep. So we're gonna pass on this. Typically, when you have like a big down move like this, there tends to be some retracement. Let's see if we can see it. Did I put it in? No, didn't put it in. Why is that? Let's see if we get it to show it to us. We can't see it quite here. So anyways, this is a little bit of an advanced technique, but Fibonacci will say that it will generally retrace back up to the 38% mark. But for whatever reason, we can't see it on this, see it off of this little screen here. USD yen oversold. Everybody's going up. We do have the double cross. Steepness is okay here. It's a little bit better than 45 degrees. Only thing I don't like is that we've got the big gap here from where the green line is to where the red line is. But we do have 3 points here. I'm not as concerned with the slope of the minors. I'm going to jump up to the TNT. So when I've got 3 here, so since I like the slope of the green line here, I'm going to continue with my analysis, go up to the TNTs, and I want to count how many of these lines are supporting the buy signal I see here. Thick orange is going up, thin orange is going down, so I may have one of the two. The blue lines are inversely related, so when blue is going up, that means sell. So thick blue is telling me sell, dotted blue is telling me buy. So I may have 2 of the 4 here. I want 3 of the 4. If I can get agreement across all 3 sections of the chart, that's a high probability trade that I should be able to make money on to get in and get out. So I don't have it here, and then I've got kind of pretty good down pressure. What makes the down pressure good here is the closeness of the lines and the steepness of the lines. So I don't have agreement here either. I need either the lines going up or I would need the green line on top, and I've got neither. So nothing there. I've cloned this chart and put in non-USD pairs. Euro pound. We never made it to overbought, and it turned in the middle of the channel. We have 3 points here, but since we never made it to overbought, I'm going to pass. Now, if this was a Euro USD and I was, which I trade all the time, and I saw this, I would probably then go take a look at the 2 on the 4-hour chart. I might trade off of this on that because I trade it all the time. But since we're looking for a high probabilities trade, I'm going to pass here. Australian dollar, yen. We don't have agreement between the majors and the minors. Majors going up, minors going down. and now it's approaching evening time in both of these markets. So we will pass. Euro Canadian dollar, overbought. Everybody's going down. Double cross, but I don't like the steepness. Plus, we've got the news coming up, so we're going to pass. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, oversold. Majors going up, minors going down, so we don't have agreement. We're going to pass. Pound yen, overbought, started to go down. Majors have now gone sideways. I don't mind that the minors have run through the channel. I want agreement in the direction, but I'm more interested in what the major is doing. Euro Australian dollar. We've got 3 points here. Majors were overbought. Everybody's going down. I got the double cross. We are right about 45 degrees. So we've got 3 points here. 2 orange lines going down, telling me sell. Dotted blue going up, telling me sell. So I get 3 of the 4. And I have down pressure here. Very weak down pressure. A green line is on top, but the green line is going down and the red line is going down. What makes this weak pressure is that there's a big gap between the lines. The steeper the lines and the size of the gap determine the strength of the signal. So I've got 7 points here. 1 point here, 3 points here, and 3 points here. I can't tell. Actually, it kind of looks like there might be a kink in the line here, right here, where it's going from more steep to less steep. That is a less steep one. I'm going to hold off, but let's do a little bit more analysis, and that little bit more analysis is going to be, I want to confirm the setup. So to confirm the setup, I am going to go to a chart that shows me multiple time periods. Oh, come on, Paul. That was I need to write it down because I can't remember. Euro AUD, and it is a sell. So Euro AUD. So the euro is still, it's lunchtime in Europe. So we still got a few trading hours left. I want to, what the heck? Is it Euro AUD? Why am I seeing something different here? Euro AUD, down and down. Euro AUD. Oh, I must have put in the wrong thing. All right, so this is what we were just looking at. My confirmation on my 2 and the 4 hour. If this is overbought, I want the 2 hour and the 4 hour to be overbought also. And we're a little shy here on the 2 hour. The miners just touched the overbought and have started to turn. The majors have started to turn, but the 4 hour, this is telling me there's more up in the movement. I want this guy up here. And the reason I want this guy up here is that if for some reason this signal weakens, we will catch the trade off of the 2 or the 4 hour, but it's just going to take longer for it to happen. Here, though, I've got disagreement. I've got this guy, the 1 hour is telling me it's moving down. The 4 hour is telling me it's moving up. So because of that inconsistency, we're going to pass. So let's keep going and see what else we've got. Oversold, everybody's going up, but the steepness is less than 45 degrees. So we've got 3 points here. but I'm not crazy about the steepness. If I do jump up to the TNTs, I only have 2 of the 4 telling me buy. Plus, we get this big gap here. I prefer it again to be a little bit closer to entering the channel. So we're going to pass. Euro New Zealand dollar, we're more than halfway, and it's starting to turn. Pound New Zealand dollar, more than halfway. In a couple weeks, someone's invited me to come out to New Zealand. I'm still deciding if I want to go. Let's see here. New Zealand dollar, yen. We kind of got overbought. Everybody's going down. I got the double cross. So 3 points here. There's good steepness on the green line, which is a plus. 2 orange lines coming down. Thick blue going up. So 3 of the 4 telling me sell. I've got weak up pressure. Again, the slope of the line with the red on top. So I have a point here. So 1 point here, 3 points here, 3 points here. Oh, but what's the problem? So this would be an okay signal, but both of these are going into nighttime. Since both of them are going into nighttime, on a 1 hour chart, the volume is going to be slow. We won't get the trade within that 1 to 3 hour window that I'm looking for. So we're not going to take this, even though I'm not even going to go to the next step of analysis because it's going to take too long for the trade to execute. New Zealand USD, overbought. Everybody's coming down. Double cross, so 3 points here. We've got 4 points here. 2 orange lines are going down. 2 blue lines are going up. I've got the red on top. Ideally would like to have this a little bit closer. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at NZD, USD. Let's take a look at the 2 hour and 4 hour and see what it's showing us. NZD, USD. Okay, overbought on the 2 hour, overbought on the 4 hour. I don't care that the majors are going up. I just want everybody overbought. Eventually, this guy's going to turn. So we have this. Once we see the trade, our next question is, what's the trade worth? So this is kind of a manual calculation. So let's go and take a look and see if we can manually figure it out. So NZD, USD. So I'm going to take a clean chart and I'm going to scrunch it up because I want to put the support and resistance on it. Support and resistance are spots where the candles seem to naturally stop. And those spots where the candles seem to naturally stop become my limits in terms of where I'm going to trade. Because since I want to get in and get out quickly, I want to know where spots are that the price seems to hesitate. And it tends to be on these support and resistance lines. So if you look here, it stops. In here, it stops. In here, it stops. So let's take a line above and below. And on a 1 hour chart, these spots tend to be about 30 pips apart. So here it seems to stop. Over here, over here, over here. Over here, let's take one under. And by spreading this out, it gives me more data points. Oh, come on. Stops in here, stops over here, stops here, kind of stops here, over here. So let's pull it back out to take a look. And then I want to know not only where the spots are, but what the trend is. So over the last day, the trend has been up. Here you can see over this week, the trend was down. If I am taking a trade with the trend, I'm going to take more pips than if I'm taking a trade against the trend, because I don't want to get stuck. Here, this is only a day trade, and the trend hasn't been in place that long. And I want to know how much room I have to each of these spots. Come on. So you can see there's 4 pips till we hit this line up in the corner here. And if we're going back the other way, 20 pips. So 4 pips and 20 pips. This is a trade I would pass on. And you can see how it bumps. See how it bumps here? Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. So this line is important. Bumped here. Bumped here. And then over here, it's bumping. The chances are we're going to get bumped on this line, and I don't want to stay in a trade longer than I have to. And for me, it's not worth it to take a 4-pip trade. So, and especially since we're kind of going a little bit against the trend here, I don't want to take a sell trade and then it keep running up. So this morning, we didn't come across a good trade to take. But again, sometimes the best trade is the trade that you don't take. The key is to have the patience and discipline not to jump on things that aren't there. And if I'm taking a trade on one thing, there's an opportunity cost to that, because I can't take a trade on something else. Because I've only got so much capital, and if I got my capital tied up in one trade, generally I'll only have 2 or 3 trades open at a time. So, and that keeps my margin percentage in check. So here, I'm not going to take the trade for 4 pips. Thank you for joining me this morning. We will do this again Thursday morning. I am very honored that you take time to join me, and we will make you a good trader if you put the time and energy in. We can train you. If you need to speak to me, I am available. Best way to get a hold of me is by just scheduling a time. You can schedule a time by going to www.forexsmarttrade.com/schedule. All right. Thanks, gang. We will see you on Thursday morning. Bye-bye.